Okay, so welcome to this intro to Firebase Studio, an overview and top features. Okay, with Firebase Studio, you can build mobile apps relying purely on AI. You can build front-end, full-stack apps, back-end, and even APIs. The idea is that you can create APIs and then you can create a lot of mobile apps and full-stack apps and connect them to your APIs. Okay, so I'm building this app using Firebase Studio. There is a credits per course app, so you can view lessons, sub-lessons, and you can go forward to next sub-lesson. And when you return back to the lesson page with all the class, you can now check it. You have a progress bar and completions, okay? Okay, so for this app, I used Sora, OpenAI, text-to-image AI with this prompt. And the idea was to generate 3 screens, a classes screen, a lesson screen, and a lesson detail view. So OpenAI give me this one and this option. And for the app, I used this as context. I upload the file when creating the app. You can also use Adobe XD for prototyping your UI and pass more context to Gemini. Okay, but why Firebase Studio? Firebase Studio excels because it is powered by Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental. You can connect the API. It's also optimized for Firebase and Google Cloud. And very important, in the future, it may become the industry standard for vibe coding as an IDE with its current technology using Visual Studio Code open source. So this tool is simply amazing. Okay, so now let's check some Gemini benchmarks. On reasoning and acknowledge, Gemini is leading the charge, very close to OpenAI. On science, Gemini is almost leading the charge, according to Google, this data, is very close to Cloud.net and very close to Grok. In math, Grok is leading with extended reasoning, is leading the charge. And also Gemini is number 2, very close to OpenAI on math. Okay, so as we see, Gemini is leading on humanities, on reasoning and knowledge. Is almost leading at math. Is also very good for code generation. On code generation, Grok is leading the charge and is very close OpenAI and then Gemini. But Gemini for code editing is very good, is leading the charge, even better than OpenAI and Cloud.net. Also important to say of these benchmarks that Gemini is very powerful at visual reasoning and image understanding, with no benchmarks for OpenAI on image understanding and Grok, and with visual reasoning even better than OpenAI and that Grok with extended thinking. Enhanced reasoning. Gemini 2.5 Pro is state-of-the-art across a range of benchmarks, requiring advanced reasoning without test time techniques that increase cost like majority voting. 2.5 Pro leads in math and science benchmark. It also scores state-of-the-art with 18.8% across models without tool use on humanities last exam. A dataset designed by hundreds of subject matter experts to capture the human frontier of knowledge and reasoning. Okay, so now let's see a fast overview of the Firebase ecosystem. You can build better apps with authentication, with backend functions, with NoSQL databases, real-time databases, machine learning kit with hosting for web apps. You can identify crashes on apps. You can have analytics, cloud messaging, push notifications, in-app messaging, dynamic links, and a bunch more. Why Firebase? Firebase Studio is Firebase-based, so you can ship fast. One CLI, ready-made backend, database out and hosting. You can MVP your startup or app in a weekend. Start for free. You have the Spark plan that has a generous free tier. Perfect while you find product market fit. You can scale smoothly. you can use the Blaze plan that you pay as you go, so you can grow very big with a very cheap and affordable price. Real-time UX. Firestore and real-time database push live updates to web, iOS, Android, and Flutter. Instant authentication. You can use email, Google as sign-in provider, Apple, SMS, and a lot more to handle authentication. It's global and serverless. You can run backend code on Google Cloud Edge that auto-scales automatically to millions without zero DevOps. And big community. You will find a lot of tutorial, SDKs, and success stories to copy-paste and build on. Okay, so now let's see a free tier plan. The no cost is called Spark, and you can have 5,000 registered users, monthly active users. You can have on the database NoSQL 1 GB of stored data, 10 GB of network egress, 20K document writes, 50K document reads, and 20K deletes. So you can do a lot of database queries. You have on cloud storage 5 GB and 1 GB per day on upload. Okay, on hosting you have 10 GB you can store of data, and you can data transfer 360 megabytes. Then you have custom model deployment. You have real-time database, 100 simultaneous connections. You have test lab. Okay, but what is vibe coding? Vibe coding is the AI first way to build software. You describe what you want in plain language, in English, text or voice, and with images, and a large language model LLM writes, refactors, and even debugs the code for you. The phrase was coined by Andrzej Karpathy in February 2025 and has since then been adopted by major tech CEOs and tool makers. Core concepts. Natural language prompts. English is the new programming language. You write or say intent, the model outputs code. Iterative prompt run fix loop. You test the generated code, report issues in plain language, and the AI regenerates until it works. Very important, the role shift for devs. The human is a prompter, a tester, and architect, and the AI is a typist, a boilerplate factory. Code first, refine later mindset. Rapidly scaffold an MVP, then harden or optimize what sticks. Lower barrier to entry. Non-coders can ship apps, seasoned devs offload repetitive cores. Full file code generation. LLMs like Gemini 2.5 or GitHub Copilot creates entire classes, APIs, or project scaffolds from a single prompt. Real-time inline suggestions, IDEs like Cursor, Replit, stream completions, and refactors as you type. Voice and multimodal input. Tools accept spoken prompts and let you attach screenshots of UI before generating code. Agentic fix loops. Some assistants autonomously run, test, and patch their own output, inching toward hands-off bug fixing. Cloud scale deployment hooks. Generated code can be dropped straight to Google Cloud, AWS, or Azure. Pipelines without extra boilerplate. Why startups and teams care? Let's see the upsides and trade-offs. The upsides, the speed. Your idea can be a working prototype in hours. Some trade-off is that LLMs can hallucinate or embed subtle security bugs. Review is mandatory. Upside, lower cost, fewer engineering hours for early MVPs. Trade-off, debugging pain, fixing code you didn't write can be tough. Accessibility, open software creation to designers, PMs, and hobbyists. The trade-off is the skill atrophy risk. Over-reliance may blunt deeper engineering skills on the long term. Okay, so build with Firebase Studio. The future is now.